So you're a beginner that has never, ever touched a camera before. Well, in this guide, I'm going to help you guys decide what gear you should be prioritizing and buying as a beginner filmmaker or photographer. I guess this can apply for you guys as well. And this is a video that's been on my mind for a hot second because I was someone that jumped in. I knew a decent amount about cameras, but I jumped in, bought a camera, was kind of disappointed in what I got, and I just don't want you guys to make the same mistake. So we're just here to help you guys out and to not make the same mistake that I did. So starting out, camera body and your lenses. I don't have two camera bodies right now, so imagine I have a camera body right here. But first, I would think about your budget whenever you're thinking about buying your camera and a lens. Now, how I like to do budgets is I'll take my full budget, and then for your camera and your lenses, I would spend about 60 to 70% budget on your body and your lenses. And then all your little minute things can fill in that last 30 to 40%. So when you're buying your first camera, it's really important to think about kind of two things. And one is obviously going to be your budget, and then the second thing is going to be what you want to use your camera for. Do you want to use it for photography? Do you want to use it for vlogging, filmmaking? If you're using it for vlogging, obviously you want a lighter, smaller camera. If you're using it for filmmaking, you can get away with a little bit bigger, a little bit more specced out. It's just really important to think it through because you don't want to just jump in and buy something and then guess what? It's not providing what you need. So do your research on what you need. If you guys have questions on specific camera bodies, feel free to let me know in the comments and I can try and help you guys out for sure. Now, when it comes to your lens, lenses are actually really important when it comes to working with your camera body. If you guys just use the 18 to 55 standard lens that comes on every camera body, it's not going to really show what your camera can do. So the money that I'm going to spend on my camera body and my lenses, I'm going to spend about 60 to 50% of that actually on my camera body, and the other 50 to 40% is actually going to be on your lenses. Now personally, I have a Sony a7 IV, so that actually I was able to get for about $1,800, and then my lens itself, this one is a Sigma Prime 85 1.4, and this cost me about $1,200, so you can kind of see how that works out. After you've gotten your camera body and your lens choice and you figured that all out, lens cleaner, this is always good, and a microfiber cloth with it. It's very simple to clean your lenses. You just spray a little bit of this on your microfiber cloth and then just go in a circular motion, not pressing too hard, being very light with it. You don't want to get too much of the stuff on there. This stuff is safe, but just, make sure to not over apply, because sometimes over applying can actually cause these little smudge marks. So just spray lightly on there, clean your lenses, clean your gear. It's gonna make sure in the future, if you try and resell your lens, your lens is gonna look very nice. It's gonna be easy to resell. It's also gonna help that cleaning your lens and keeping it clean, when you're shooting, you're not gonna have these gross little particles over your lens that are causing just the image to not look as good as it really should be. So, just keeping your gear clean, always a good thing to do. This next section is more for YouTubers and I would say filmmakers as well. Audio equipment, this is very important too. I would recommend, honestly, to start out with just getting a somewhat of a shotgun mic. If your budget isn't super high, shotgun mics you can find a little bit cheaper than the next thing that I have on the list. But if you're looking just to get some decent, clean audio, I think this shotgun mic was like $100 from Rode. It delivers pretty good if I'm out vlogging, mostly what I use it for. But if you're on the filmmaker side, I would recommend to get this instead. And that's going to be a wireless system and a lavalier microphone. Because if you're a filmmaker and you're far away with a shotgun mic, it's not gonna sound very good. Lavs are always good to have, and it's always good to have a shotgun mic as well. It's good to have both options. But if you're a beginner and you're doing filmmaking, I would actually prioritize getting the wireless set over the shotgun mic. But if you have a little bit more extra room for your budget, try and get a shotgun mic and then prioritize this afterwards. I actually on this channel preach a lot about these wireless sets. I think they're just super easy to use. I have the one from Hollyland. It's the Lark Max, and they're just super easy to use. They're super beginner friendly. They deliver really clean, consistent audio, which is something that's hard to find with some shotgun mics and stuff like that. These are just amazing microphones, guys. If you guys are starting out, they're gonna help you just get some really professional sounding audio that's just gonna make you so happy. Just trust me on that. And then the last thing on my list today is actually going to be at least one ND filter. Again, ND filters, this is something that I preach a lot on my channel. They're gonna be super useful for you out in the sun. So regardless what you're doing, if you're doing filmmaking or you're doing interview styles with businesses or stuff like that, anytime you're outside and you wanna shoot at like a low aperture, which gives you that depth of field. I have a little bit of that right now in my video. You can see the background's a little bit blurred. That's because I'm shooting at a 2.8, but I'm also at a wide lens. I'm actually making a camera basics video. So if you're interested and you're a beginner, hey, you should subscribe. But getting back to ND filters, if you're out in the sun or any sort of harsh light that's really bright and you're struggling to expose properly, you can throw this on. It will darken your whole image so that you can shoot at a 2.8 or you can shoot at a lower shutter speed, and all of those things matter. These are actually really nice for photography too. So if you're a photographer, this has saved me on so many shoots where I'm shooting on an 85, like 1.2, which will brighten your image completely. I throw this one on. This is my 6:9 stop ND filter, so it'll just darken my image a ton to block out a lot of the light, so I can still shoot at a 1.4, so I can get a nice bokeh background. So yeah, that's really all on my list today. These are just some simple items for you guys beginners that are starting. You don't really know where to start with your camera gear. That's a really great start, I think. Just get one lens, one camera body, get some audio, get that ND filter, keep your gear clean. It's just gonna save you a lot. If you guys have any questions, make sure to let me know down in the comments. I'm super happy to help you guys, and I will try and get back to all of you. And then feel free to drop a subscription if you could. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the month. It'd be much appreciated, and we will see you guys in the next video.